Welcome to No Shites Given. I'm your co-host James with
Sarah. Hi, world.
we're doing something a little different today. We're not live. You'll get this video after we're done, after there's some editing and stuff, and we'll no longer do live videos. But we still want our viewers to interact with us, so please, you can always comment on the videos below. Tell us what you think, your opinion about the topics that we get, and what would you like for us to talk about. And then you can also use Facebook, Twitter, and our website. So let's start off with Happy Independence Day. It's 4th of July. It is today. And we're celebrating our nation's independence from Britain, which is kind of ironic because Britain is trying to steal our Independence Day with leaving the European Union and claiming that it's their independence, which is pretty ironic. And not a whole lot going on in the past week, except for we did have a couple of terrorist attacks, or they're labeling a terrorist attacks in Turkey and Bangladesh. But that's going on outside the US, and we're trying to celebrate what we have going on in the US, right? So with that, though, not everybody's going to get to have a good Independence Day weekend. So a couple of weeks ago, a fire started. It was about 40,000. It burnt up to 40,000 acres of forest and residential areas and whatnot. 250 homes were lost. And it was pretty devastating. So I have family that lives up there, my grandmother and my aunt, and I went up there to make sure that they were okay, get them some supplies because the grocery stores were closed for a while because they lost power from the fires. So I got some footage, and we'll share, and we'll talk a little bit about it, and we'll move on. What do you think, Sarah?
Let's do it.
All right. So my footage are not quality footages, but I was using my cell phone, and in some parts I was actually driving while I was doing this. So
wow, James. Wow.
Right? So I used to live up the street over here, Squirrel Valley. From my understanding, it's been scorched pretty good. My old home was probably burnt down. We probably will come back this way and check it out a little bit later. Firefighters did a really good job in keeping most of the businesses safe, it looks like, which is pretty good on their part. I mean, the last thing you want is for businesses to get shut down and stuff, even after the disaster. There's still, even if there's a lot of homes that got burnt down and people are now without a home, they still have places that they can stay and still be able to, run their businesses, and other people be able to use those businesses. There's some more power lines being installed. They started this pretty quick. I mean, it's only been, I want to say, let's see, the fire started last Wednesday, so yeah, about a week, and they're already reinstalling the power lines. It's pretty fast, and it's really good. It seems like there's been a lot of support to kind of rebound from this. Let's go on. So pretty devastating. As you saw, the fire kind of burnt out that one house completely. All was left was the brickwork and a little bit of the chimney. So There was like 250 homes lost. I actually went to go see if my old home, because I lived there up there for a little while, see if it was burnt down, and it was spared, but a few homes around it weren't so lucky. So
Yeah, actually, it reminds me a few years back, back in my college days when I was working for the PBS station, down in Joplin, Missouri, they had a tornado that was so bad it leveled like 5 miles worth of it, hospitals, homes. It was crazy, and we went down there and filmed it. And I couldn't even. It's crazy when you go down and you actually see it. You know, it's one thing to see it in pictures or videos or whatever, but it's a totally different thing to see just whole houses, you know, whole towns pretty much. Well, maybe not whole town, but whole, you know, little communities just evacuated and houses leveled and, you know, cars wrapped around trees. It's just crazy. It's
right.
like very reminiscent of a disaster like that.
It is, and it's like it's even worse when, well, I mean, for me, driving through that, it just seems so like heartbreaking. I drove by a church, and they were bringing people in and like trying to feed them and, you know, clothe them, because there's people that lost everything, all their clothes, all their food. There was actually two elderly couple that died. They found their bodies, you know, burnt up, and a lot of animals as well. So a lot of people lost their pets. Just complete devastation, and it's crazy. They don't know what caused the fire yet. All they know is it started around Erskine Creek area, and it's just insane. The fire department up there,
Fireworks, because especially in places like California where it's dry out here, that's why we're not allowed to do that whole fireworks stuff that you can do down there in the Midwest. It's all wet all the time. I mean, not all the time, but especially in the summer.
Oh, right. And you know what? It's crazy. From what I've heard, they're still going to do their 4th of July celebrations. Like you said, people are not allowed to use fireworks, but the municipal like authority and stuff, they're going to do fireworks, but they're doing it controlled, and they're planning to do it like from the middle of the lake, my understanding. But it's still kind of crazy that, you know, they would even consider it, I guess, after what has happened. But at the same time, you know, are you really going to stop all celebrations?
Yeah, no, I think that it's very similar to like when we have terrorist attacks and stuff. You know, we don't want to like shut down the fun. You know, you don't want to make everything about like the sadness, and you know, you want to still have that fun, you know, 4th of July thing. You know, you don't want your whole lives to just stop. So I think it's especially important in times like this that people still have their celebrations and stuff to keep them, you know, kind of going. Like, okay, it's pretty shitty because, you know, a lot of things burned up and, you know, kind of town is real sad, but then you can still have your traditions. You can still go see the fireworks and be with your family and stuff, and it kind of makes it a little bit better. So I think that's important. It's good that they're doing that.
Absolutely. And it's, you know, it's good. The support that I saw while I was up there was amazing. Like there was people coming up and dropping off stuff from like neighboring, you know, communities and stuff. People bringing food, and the churches there, they are being really supportive, trying to do things like barbecues and stuff like that for the 4th of July weekend. So that's pretty neat. And like you said, there's no point of stopping everything just because of a huge disaster. You know, we don't want to focus on the sad. You want to focus on the rebuilding, the, you know, and with that, you want to keep, you know, things going. So.
Exactly.
So definitely a sad thing. And there's another fire also going on in Sacramento, and the same devastation, you know, that's pretty sad. And I think the biggest thing that we need to take away from it is that we need to be really careful, especially in California. Like you said, it's very dry, and fires, you know, it's perfect fuel for fire. So yeah, it's a sad thing for Independence, you know, weekend. But at the same time, there's a shed of some hope and happiness. So that's pretty good.
Just be careful with your fireworks. That's all. Don't blow off any hands. Nobody needs that on top of fires.
Right. So moving on, there's a artist. His name is Mark Wagner, and he decided to make art with money. So with dollar bills.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah, and he also used some other currencies from around the world. And it's funny because they interviewed him and stuff, and they were he was saying, well, I really liked the colors and the currency notes, and I thought it was perfect for art. There's some controversy because it is illegal to damage or destroy currency. So his argument is that he's not destroying it, but he's making it better and prettier. So,
well, hey, if he doesn't cut up and stuff, he just folds it or whatever, then it doesn't hurt it. You can.
They're cut up. He has cut them up. He has, yeah. So, we'll look at the art and you'll see. It is.
Whatever, he has his money. He can waste it however he wants.
Exactly right. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. I think it will be fun. So here we are. There's George Washington. He's, I guess, cutting up some bushes to make it look like a dinosaur.
That's beautiful. Good job, George.
And we got George Washington taking a swim during the 4th of July weekend with some fireworks in the background.
Beautiful. I didn't know he could swim. Learn new things every day.
We got
money.
Yes, money. You got the euro sign there, the dollar sign, the British pound, and the Japanese yen.
Represent.
And here's where he kind of used some other currencies in there in his art. You got George Washington holding the world, and you see all the currency from all over the world. You got the euro and the dinar and some other currency in there. This one I think is awesome.
Wow. Cool.
I don't know if everybody can see. I don't know if it's big enough, but you can see the little George Washingtons in there in the porridge. So it's pretty interesting. I think it's a fun way to kind of celebrate 4th of July. I don't really know about the whole illegal part of it, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of get it, but because a certain amount of money is printed and whatever, but still.
But here's my thing: the value of the dollar is so low. I mean, and like you've said, it's his money, his earned money. So.
I mean, don't get mad at me every time I accidentally rip a dollar in a vending machine or something,
That's how bad our dollar is too. That's how there's no value at all. You can easily
piss me off so bad. They're getting a little bit better now because I only ever use credit cards and vending machines. But whenever you put it in, and then it'd be like, oh, is it gonna take it? Is it gonna take it? And then it's like, and it's like, this thing is useless. My dollar, can't even buy a soda with it.
Well, I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but I am, unfortunately. And there used to be a day where you can get a soda for a quarter. I think the most sometimes you would spend is maybe 50 cents. So you would just use
50-cent sodas, the little cans and stuff, man. when I was a kid, they had little like 7-cent pieces of gum that you could like grab at the grocery store and stuff. Things were different back in the day, man. Like you could actually pay for things with a quarter. Nowadays it doesn't work.
Right. And now, yeah, like you said, and then we move on to now it gets more expensive. So now you got to use your dollar bills. And now we're at the point where, well, now you don't even need to use, you know, hard currency. You just use a credit card because they have those, you know, adapters.
I think definitely they should get rid of like the 1 cent, like the penny. There's no point in that.
Yeah, you know how annoying it is to get pennies and change. Like,
so mad. Like I think change in general, it's like I get the point of it, you know, because you know that 20 cents tacked on the extra, like at the end of the dollar, make that company a lot of money added up. But still, for me, it's like annoying as fuck whenever I get like, you know, 2 quarters and like a dime and like a nickel and a cent. It's like, stop it. I don't need all this. I'm never going to use it. No one ever pays like with a dollar and change.
And the only reason I'm saving my pennies, I don't know if you've seen those videos where people pay their tickets in pennies and pay their taxes in pennies.
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm keeping my pennies. It's just in case I can make enough where I can like have fun and like do that. And I think it would be so funny.
I saw one video of someone do that, and it was so rude. He owed like $200 some, and the lady at the counter was being really nice, and you know he's like, "Oh, let me go get the money out of my car," and he walks up with these 2 giant bags of pennies, and he dumps them on the counter, and it was so rude. I was like, "You just ruined that lady's day. She was being so nice." I felt so bad for her. I was like, that's so mean. Why would you do that? Like, she's not the one who gave you the ticket, you know? It's like, you were speeding, you paid your ticket. Like, come on. He's really working there. She probably has a family.
You know what's funny about those videos is, you know, these guys are claiming, oh, well, we're doing it to show, you know, kind of stick it back to the man, you know, and like, oh, the fines and these tickets are illegal, and like, you know, my thing is this: yes, there are a lot of laws that are kind of BS, and you know, in my opinion, unconstitutional. But a speeding ticket, come on, man! Like, we all know that, you know, those speed limits are there to protect people. Just, you know, I'm trying not to be a hypocrite. I don't always follow the speed limit either. You know, but I know if I got pulled over because I was going too fast,
you can't be mad.
And I can't be mad about it. I'm going to have to pay my ticket.
If you were aware. And I don't know, parking tickets and stuff like that, like, can't really be mad about it because you know the rules when you park somewhere. So,
right.
And like, you should probably pay attention if you're about to park somewhere that you don't know. You probably should look. Just saying.
Right. Now, the pay, I think, is a robbery. Those pay meters are way too expensive.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what pisses me off is they don't take card. That upsets me. Because
come on, we're like in the 21st century.
For real. Even vending machines take cards. The meter should take cards too. They just want to get mad at you whenever you don't pay it because you only have like 3 quarters.
Well, they make more money when you don't pay it. When you can't pay for it, you know, then you get a ticket and they make more money off of it.
Yeah, that's like, it's the tickets for that are ridiculous, but
yeah. So that I do agree with. I think that is BS, and like they definitely that. But yeah, I mean, if you like know that you're not supposed to be speeding, or you know, I see people, you know, and this is what drives me nuts. San Diego, you know, I love San Diego for what it is. It's sunny. It's, you know, there's a lot of pretty, you know, beaches and places to hike. But drivers here suck. I'm sorry, San Diego. You have the worst drivers.
To be honest, it's annoying because like you be driving and then, you know, it's like la da 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 da, I'm on the interstate, and all of a sudden it just stops, and then you see after that, until traffic lets up, there will always be a stop in the road right there. You know, it like slowly moves back and back and back, like so you can see like the cars behind you are still stopping for no reason. I hate that. I
do, and exactly, and like, or when you see like the rubberneckers, like they'll see something like on the side of the road, and everybody wants to look, and they like not paying attention and either slam on their brake or start, you know, going off their lane and coming into your lane because they're not paying any attention. It drives me insane.
It happens to me that often. But I did the other day. I was driving and I was going to get off on this exit, and there's a mattress in the road. Like, how does that happen? How do you get, like, let your mattress fall off into the road? It's so dangerous. It blew my mind because you have to, like, go off on, like, the shoulder to miss it. I thought I was going to die because I thought this car in front of me was going to, like, hit and freak out, and I was going to run into them. So I had to go call 911, like, there's a mattress in the road. But yeah, that was fun.
That's crazy. So the other day when I was coming back from Lake Sabella, like, something similar happened to me, and it was a bus, okay, and there was an accident. There was firefighters and stuff on the side of the road, and the bus driver, I was looking at him, and he's just, like, trying to drive and looking, and he starts going into my lane, and I'm, like, honking because he's, like, about to hit me, honking. He's still not paying attention. He's still looking at the accident, and finally I honk long enough for him to catch, you know, his attention, and I'm, like, almost hitting the car next to me, and he's just like you know, turns back into his lane, and he's, like, freaking out at me like I was doing something wrong. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I think that kind of stuff happens everywhere where there's heavy traffic. There's too many people in California, and some of the roads are set up just really badly. Like the 163 merges into, what is it, the 805, I think. And oh my God, it's terrible. It's like 5 lanes all merge into one. It's the worst. I hate it, especially during traffic. It's like you're just stuck and you're trying to go, and then everybody's trying to merge next. Oh my God, it's terrible. That's like the worst. They don't have that in Missouri, at least not where I'm from. They might, because I'm not from the city, but where I'm from, you know, every single person you pass on the gravel road, you, like, wave at, like, wow, are there neighbors, you know? That's what I'm used to. So when I came here, I was scared shitless. So I was like, I'm gonna fucking die. But I made it. I didn't die yet. We'll see.
Oh, we'll see. Just be careful out there. And with, you know, 4th of July, be careful as well. You know, there's a lot of crazies out there.
To, like, stare at the fireworks while they're driving.
Oh, right. That's the other big thing. It was funny because I was listening to the radio, and there was an actual public announcement to be considerate with fireworks, that there might be veterans that PTSD, and you could accidentally started them and stuff, and lead them into an episode. And, you know, that's just crazy that's the world that we live in nowadays, you know. Not that it's the veterans' fault at all. I'm not saying that.
No, of course not.
But it's just crazy that we live in that type of world where, you know,
you so common.
Consideration and be aware of your surroundings and be aware of the people that are around you, that how you can affect them for something simple that we've been doing for centuries now, you know. And now it's like you have to be a little bit more considerate.
Yeah. Well, I also saw another one for pets. It was just a little meme, but it really made me think, you know, so many pets really are really scared of fireworks, and they'll, like, run away and stuff if you don't have them, like, properly secured, because they're scared, you know, and if they don't know where you're at, you know, because you're out enjoying, you know, the holiday or whatever. So that kind of, I don't know, that put a little bit of a damper on my, you know, 4th of July ideas. But I mean, it's different here, obviously, because where I'm from, there's not a lot going on. You know, I'm from the middle of the country, so not a lot's gonna happen. You know, your dog runs away, well, they kind of live in the yard anyways, they're gonna come back. But, you know, pets in the city and stuff don't know the city. They only know, like, their apartment or their house or whatever, you know, and so, like, they run away, they don't know where to go, and they get picked up and, like, sent to pound or whatever they call it, you know, shelter. And I don't know. it's way different here because me, 4th of July, like my childhood, it was like light some Roman candles and shoot them off at each other. My parents didn't let us do that, so we did that at the neighbor's house. And, you know, like eating watermelon and ice cream and stuff like that. And here it's just very different. It's like, you know, you go somewhere else to go watch someone else do the fireworks. It's different. I don't know. There's just too many people to bother. I like it on the country.
Oh, me too, definitely. Speaking of Independence Day and whatnot, I think it's insane how many people don't know what 4th of July is. I've seen a video on YouTube where they go and interview people and they ask them, you know, what are we celebrating on 4th of July? And people just have no clue. They think, oh, we're celebrating barbecues. Like, really?
That's not celebrating. I like to dress up in my flag gear and eat a lot.
Right? You know, like they don't understand the purpose of this celebration is to celebrate our independence from Great Britain. A lot of people, what's crazy to me is that they don't even know that we seceded from Great Britain, that we were 13 colonies that decided that we do no longer want to be ruled by a king and that we're going to claim independence.
We were like a teenager, like, you don't have to tell us what to do. Like, you're not our mom. You're not my real.
And that's essentially what it is. And you know what? I think I had a history teacher that explained it. I think it's my favorite way of how it was explained. And the United States is founded on a criminal, essentially on a criminal act. It was a crime to go against the king, and we broke the law to become independent. And that's, I mean, I thought that was crazy, but you know, we are better for it. We do live free now, and you know, you have all these awesome rights that we probably wouldn't have had if we were still part of Great Britain. Who knows? We would have, you know, still been under a rule of a king, and you know, been told what to do and how to do it and what to think and how to think it.
A lot different. I mean, England's not living too terribly right now because they changed up their style a little bit since then. But I'm glad that we're America.
Yes, absolutely. And it's interesting, though, that you say that, because I think the only reason Great Britain is the way that we are, or they are now, is because of that revolution.
Yeah,
I think they're still in control of all their territories and under rule. That would have been a very powerful empire.
Yeah,
and
very different.
Right. So that's just a little thing that I think it's important for our viewers to hear, you know, that we're celebrating something way bigger than just barbecues and getting the family together. And, you know, I was a little bit of a dick, for lack of better terms, on Facebook on a sales group, because there was somebody that was like, oh, you know, they were trying to sell strawberries and cream, basically. And they're like, oh, happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. We're selling this and this and this. And I was like, you realize that we're not celebrating the whole weekend, right? That the holiday is 4th of July, and that's Independence Day. And now I kind of feel bad for like throwing her out there like that. But at the same time, I do see that a lot. Like, people are like, oh, you know, happy 4th of July weekend. And we're not celebrating the whole weekend. It's the 4th we're celebrating.
I mean, yeah, it's 4th of July we're celebrating, but we like to take the whole weekend to celebrate it. I think that's the fun part, though, you know? I don't think I mean, we all realize that, yes, it's the 4th, but the weekend is the fun part. We're celebrating America the whole weekend. We get to dress up in our red, white, and blue and, you know, and celebrate, you know, being with our families and blowing shit up and being America and, you know, being little rebellious heathens. That's kind of what it's about, you know? It's fun.
Rebellious part, yes. It's definitely what it's about. So I think the important thing is for everybody to have a safe Independence Day. Be careful with, the fireworks. Be careful with drinking and driving. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, so be careful. It's just not.
Just not. Have a plan. And I mean, because of our liberties, we got some awesome, tools at hand. Cell phone with a Uber app or a what's the other one? Lyft.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're so
apps too. I love Lyft. I use Lyft all the time because you can also give a tip to your driver if they're like really cool and nice, which usually they are. I don't know. Sometimes they give me like little peppermints and waters and stuff, and they're cool people to talk to. I enjoy Lyft a lot.
I haven't tried Uber or Lyft yet. I definitely probably will try to use it one of these days.
Well, a lot of people are scared to use it because, it's a stranger. But I mean, cabs are strangers too, I don't know. I really like the Lyft thing too as well. With that is it's tracked on your phone. So as soon as you get like the Lyft or whatever, if you go missing and somebody reports it, or am I thinking? If you go missing and someone reports it, they will know where you are because there's GPS in your car, on your phone. So it's even safer than a cab, to be honest. So I really like, Lyft and Uber and all that. It's cheaper, it's safer, it's fast because they're everywhere. You don't have to like worry about trying to hail a cab or calling a cab, You can see exactly where like the closest one is, There's no middleman with a company or whatever. I used to hate taking cabs everywhere, and then Lyft came along and stuff, and I was like, hell yeah. So I'm all about Lyft. Don't drink and drive. Drink and Lyft.
Absolutely. Well, do you have big plans for 4th of July?
I do. I'm gonna go party it up in the park. We're gonna watch some fireworks and eat some food, and I might make some 4th of July drinks because if there's one thing I can do, it's make a damn good drink, So I might just get me some stuff for that and do a little bartender work.
There you go. Get some tips.
Well, I mean, if I wear this dress, it keeps popping open, I'll get something. Shit.
Well, good luck with that. So that's all we got time for. I just want to wish everybody a great 4th of July, safe one. And, just remember we're no longer doing live, but we still want our viewers to interact with us. So please comment, leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, and our website. And you'll find all that information below after we get this posted. And hopefully you guys enjoy it a lot more. So
have fun blowing shit up.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, that's all we got for today. So happy 4th of July and see you next time.
Bye, friends.